Tokyo Godfathers is a Japanese animated film that came out in 2003 that's written and directed by Satoshi Kon. So, Tokyo Godfathers was the subscriber poll winner of December. I highly appreciate everybody that's been interacting and engaging in these monthly subscriber polls. If you want access to more polls and vote on more films that I watch and review every month, all I gotta do is become a $1 patron through my Patreon. And if you'd like to join my Discord community, $5 on Patreon every month will grant you access to that. You'll be able to chat with film lovers all across the globe on a daily basis, and also participate in movie nights every now and again, and also participate in the voice chats that we have every Saturday night, where we discuss the weekly blind recommendation, and it is truly a blast. I mean, I would describe it as Kino Heaven. Whenever somebody joins the Discord, I always say, welcome to Kino Heaven. But anyways, we're here to talk about Tokyo Godfathers, and Tokyo Godfathers is obviously a film that I've come to know through the filmmaker Satoshi Kon. I've only seen Perfect Blue and Paprika. I really love Perfect Blue. I think that is an amazing film. Paprika I really enjoyed, but I'm definitely not as in love with it as I am with Perfect Blue. I have yet to see Millennium Actress, which I think is the only one now to this point that I haven't seen. I hear wonderful things about Millennium Actress. A lot of people tell me that that is his most underrated film, so hopefully sometime in the near future I'll be able to watch and review that film as well. But after seeing Tokyo Godfathers, I think that this is my second favorite Satoshi Kon film. And I'd say that between Paprika, Perfect Blue, and now Tokyo Godfathers is the most grounded film that I've seen from him. And I really did enjoy how grounded this film felt, because I feel like Satoshi Kon was able to lay a decent platform for him to explore his more human themes, which I haven't seen that much in his previous films. And I thought it was explored really well, because through this groundedness, a lot of the themes that he chooses to explore have to do with the importance and fear of honesty that humans have, and also the human tendency to run away from your problems instead of facing them head on. And it's also, at the same time, a bit allegorical to religious ideas and concepts, specifically Christianity in this film, because you have these three main characters who are all homeless, and they stumble upon a baby on Christmas Eve, an abandoned baby, and that's clearly allegorical to the baby Jesus. And it's through this setup and through these three characters that this film's also able to explore its more religious / philosophical themes that have to do with divine intervention versus happenstance, and also free will versus fate and destiny. And just being the fact that, again, this film does take place during Christmas Eve and the holidays in general, I think that this is an excellent setting to kind of explore these topics that are incredibly relevant to the human experience. And in terms of these characters, they're all interesting in their own way, and they all kind of embody and express a certain theme and character theme. But my favorite character in this film has to be the trans character. I thought not only was she the most interesting, but she's also hilarious. But also just the amount of confidence and respect that she has for her own values was admirable as hell. One of my favorite scenes in this film involves her, and it's this one particular scene where she basically calls out her friend in front of his own daughter as being this self-pitying fraud. And not only do I think that everything expressed in that scene is telling when it comes to a lot of people, and overall is just a satisfying scene, and also demonstrates the kind of strong-willed nature of her character and her being unafraid to tell the truth. But one other thing that I really enjoyed about this film was that it's a pretty dark film. Not only in its tone at times, but just where the narrative goes. It went a lot darker than I expected, and I feel pretty dumb for not being able to kind of expect the darker and twisted turn that happens in this film. Mostly just because morbid subject matter is not foreign to Satoshi Kon's filmography. But I do really like where the story went, because it does express a more darker side of humanity, in the sense that we all kind of have this obsessive urge to achieve redemption. But there are a few things about this film that I personally couldn't get that much behind. And the first one's kind of nitpicky, and it's basically just the, at times, over-the-top cartoony facial expressions. I understand that it is a Japanese animation, and that's essentially a style of it. But in other Satoshi Kon films like Perfect Blue, at least from what I remember, you don't really get that. It feels, even though this is his most grounded film, in its presentation of the way that some of these characters express their feelings, it comes off even more over the top than something like you would see in Perfect Blue. And I feel like this film would have benefited from just dialing that back a bit more. But really, the main issue that I have with this film is actually the musical score. At times, I think it works just fine. But there's other times where it either just feels on the nose and unnecessary, or I don't even really know what emotion or what feeling it was trying to convey. There's some times where I'm like, am I supposed to feel a sense of irony here with this kind of like wacky sounding music over a relatively normal situation? And unfortunately, it was just one of those things where it would kind of take me out of the film every now and again. But as I said, it's not like every time there was an attempt at a musical score that it just wasn't effective. It was just kind of a mixed bag for me. But as I mentioned, obviously, I still really enjoyed this film. It's my second favorite Satoshi Kon film, even though I've only seen 3. But yes, I do actually enjoy this more than Paprika. Paprika is obviously a lot more ambitious with its incredibly layered and elaborate and complicated plotline and storyline. But overall, I just enjoyed a film like Tokyo Godfathers a bit more. So I'm going to give Tokyo Godfathers a soft 8 out of 10. I'm probably going to put Millennium Actress on a poll soon, whether it's a patron poll or a subscriber poll. More than likely a patron poll. So as I mentioned, if you want to get access to more of these polls and vote more often, just $1 a month on Patreon will grant you access to that. But really, that Discord is where it's at. But anyways, if you really enjoyed what I had to say about Tokyo Godfathers, please give it that thumbs up and share it amongst your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to be updated on more film-related content.